Welcome to Contours of Our Soul and Beyond. Have you ever noticed there are some peoples whose faces become blurry with time? You struggle to remember their names or their voice, their laugh, even the color of their eyes. And then there are other people you never forget, not because they stayed, but because they changed something inside you. You've often wondered what is about certain people that makes them permanent. Why one conversation can echo for years, why one act of kindness can become a compass, why one goodbye can divide our lives into before and after. Maybe we think we remember people, but what we really remember is who we've become because of them. Some people teach us how to love, others teach us how to leave. Some show us what safety feels like. Others reveal the strength we never knew we had. Not every unforgettable person is someone we wanted to lose, and not every unforgettable person is someone we wish we had stayed. Sometimes people who leave the deepest masks are the ones we spent years trying to forget. But forgetting isn't always the goal. Understanding is. There are people who enter our lives like chapters. Beautiful, necessary, temporary. At the time, we beg them not to end. Years later, we realize they ended exactly when they were supposed to. Because some people aren't meant to walk, or walk beside you forever, or walk beside us forever. They're meant to hand us something, a lesson, a memory, a piece of courage, a new way of seeing ourselves maybe, and then continue on their own journey. I've learned that not every lasting relationship lasts. Some only exist for a season, yet the impact becomes lifelong. Think about it. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you. You before you believed in yourself. A grandparent whose advice still visits you when life becomes complicated. A childhood friend you haven't spoken to in years, yet who still appears in your happiness. Memories. A stranger whose kindness arrived on the exact day you needed proof that goodness still exists. Or maybe it's someone whose heartbroken or broke yours, not because you celebrate the pain, but because healing from it introduced you to a version of yourself you would never have met. You would never have met otherwise. Life has a curious way of placing people exactly where they needed to be. Some become home. Some become history. Some become stories. But all of them became a part of us for a reason. That's the strange thing about being human. We carry people long after they stop carrying us. Sometimes they're still alive. Sometimes they're gone. Sometimes they don't even know the impact they had on you. Imagine that. Imagine changing someone's life and never realizing it. Maybe we've all done that to someone. Imagine, maybe the smile you barely remember, the conversation you thought was ordinary, the encouragement you almost didn't give, lives on in someone else's story. Imagine that. I find that so incredible, comforting, because it means our lives ripple far beyond what we can see. Perhaps that's why we write, why we tell stories, why we remember. We're trying to keep alive the people who helped shape us, not because we're afraid of moving on, but because gratitude has an excellent memory. So today, I want you to think of someone you'll never forget. Not the most famous person you've met, not the wealthiest, not the most successful, the person who quietly changed the direction of your life. Maybe they taught you how to be brave. Maybe they taught you how to begin again. Maybe they simply loved you at a time when you couldn't love yourself. If they are sitting across from you today, what would you say? Would you thank them? Would you forgive them? Would you ask them the question you've carried for years? Or would you simply smile knowing that some people never really leave us? They become the way we speak, the way we love, the way we comfort others, the way we choose hope after a heartbreak. The people we never forget don't only live in our memories, they live in our becoming. And perhaps that's the most beautiful kind of forever there is. Thank you, and skål.